All right. Welcome on in, everybody. How are we doing? There's plenty of stuff to talk about, good and bad. But first, for those who didn't see, because Fox had like a blink and you'll miss it post-race show, which is why you have me here, because I'll at least talk about the truck series more than the people actually paid to talk about the truck series will. Before we get too far into it, I'm going to immediately go into the points. I will address, if it comes up, the status of Norm Benning. There is nothing yet on that. Trust me, I'm a Norm fan. I don't have it on me right now because I wore it earlier this week. I have a Norm Benning t-shirt, right? I want to know how Norm's doing. I have a tab up on my phone. The moment there's any update, we'll keep track of that. So people come in asking, just let them know we don't know yet. Knock on wood, it's all good. But there is no update just yet. Trust me, I'll keep an eye out for it, and let me know in the chat too if y'all see something, and we'll roll with that too. But we'll talk about the results. We'll talk about crazy moments. We'll talk about. I swear, I thought we were done with this this part of the year. We'll talk about Fox, and we'll I will talk about now real quick the points. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, we're gonna theme these for each series. It sucks. I guess I just got this purple one for the Xfinity series, and I only get to do it for like 2 more streams. I got this for next year, of course, Cup, and then O'Reilly, and then normal. So just figure something else fun for you guys. But you guys don't really care about that right now. You probably don't. Let's go really quick points wise, and we'll let it roll on the bottom as I read off the finishing order. Of course, Heim is advanced. Raja Caruth plus 14 on the cut line, had a great day in pretty much every way he could. Ankrum plus 8, Honeycutt plus 5. Those would be your final 4, or those are the 4 that are in heading into Martinsville. Majeski minus 5, well within striking distance, has been getting stronger all year at the short tracks. I'm more than likely going to have to pick 3rd or 4th, probably 4th for NWP again. I wish I had Majeski on the board. I'll just say that. Lane Riggs minus 6. He's right there, ready to strike as well. And then you got 2 must wins now after that, with Hemrick minus 32, Enfinger minus 40. Coming into this race, 8th was minus 4. Now 8th is minus 4T. So must win, but we'll let that go. As for how this race went, the finishing results and all, this race was 2 hours, 25 seconds, almost 2 hours on the dot. I don't know how many, they don't have up how many laps they ran. I'm assuming it was probably a little bit over the scheduled distance, obviously, with overtime. But there were 7 cautions for 29, and NASCAR just got rid of it. Okay, well, luckily I copied it down so we can read it on this end. But 7 cautions for 29 laps, 17 lead changes. Gio Ruggiero with his first victory of his career. And with that, he wins by 0.059 seconds over teammate Corey Heim. Ruggiero, the best one out there, led 37 laps. Heim only led 6. Majeski in 3rd. Then Dawson Sutton out of nowhere. 4th place run for the Nashville native. Then Lane Riggs top 5 after a no good, very bad day. Had to start at the back. Got caught up in an incident by his terrorist teammate, Chandler Smith, because I swear, Chandler Smith was doing everything he could to crash the field today. Like, there were 3 or 4 different times where that 38 just decided, screw the rest of them. Why? Because F them. That's why. I mean, it was bad today. After that, you got Tyler Ankrum in 6th. Matt Crafton, Corey LaJoy, Raja Caruth, and Caden Honeycutt, your top 10. And 11th, and we give him a lot of crap. We have the graphic and everything to give him crap. The Chris Wright Talent Memorial. Well, Chris Wright finished 11th today. 11th place finish is where they re-racked him on the website when they actually got the full finishing order put in. Chris Wright, 11th. That wasn't on my bingo card this year, man. From there, you got Gray, Yaley in 13th. Now they put in Mosak in 14th, and Spencer Boyd, top 15 finish today. Ben Rhodes got spun really late at the end. He led 13 laps, could have won this race, but finishes 16th. Perez, 17th. Bird in 18th. He led a few laps trying a different strategy. Got some TV time. Matt Mills in 19th. And Frankie Muniz returns for a top 20 finish. Clean race. We didn't hear about him. That's probably the best case scenario. Jack Wood finishes 21st, then Chandler Smith in 22nd, and Luke Fenhaus comes home 23rd. One lap down for Ray in 24th. Greg Van Alst, 2 down in 25th. Parker Kligerman led 1 lap. Really wasn't a factor today. 26th, 3 laps down. The Ellie Productions truck, 27th. Tyler Tomasi. I did not see what happened, but I'm assuming it was probably just like, something out of their control. Wasn't a wreck, I assume. Brett Holmes in 28th. Also 3 down. Same for Jake Garcia. And the rest are out. 30th, Jason White. Bailey Curry, 31st. Of course, we talked about Norm Benning earlier. Comes home 32nd. 33rd, Tony Breidinger. Playoff drivers, though, suffered bad. Daniel Hemrick, 34th. Caleb Costner, 35th. And then Grant Enfinger. I mean, God, man, got what, 4 laps into this race? He finishes 36th out of this race. Finishing order will be on the bottom. I more than likely have spelled somebody's name wrong. So you, of course, I know will be good, kind people. And 1, let me know if I did. But 2, I need to ask you something, right? I need to ask you something. Give me a rating out of 10 for this race before I forget, before we get too far in on this thing. Personally, and maybe that's just Talladega high standards, but it definitely seemed like guys weren't really making moves. There was a little too many wrecks. It was a truck race at Talladega. Like, this is what I expect. It wasn't as bad as like some of the Daytona races in recent years. I'm looking at what people are putting in here. 5, 6, 5, 6.5, 7, 2, 6, 4. I can't say out of 10. 5, 5, 5, 7, 7, 4, 5. So we're right around in that middle range. I will say I'm surprised that more trucks weren't taken out. I was fully expecting the finish of this race to be like maybe 16 trucks left out there. And we had a decent amount of trucks out there. Props to them, I guess. It's better than what we've seen. So out of them when it comes to that stuff. Let's go through a bit of the race because I think this is one we can point by point talk about a little bit more. Right at the start, Gio Ruggiero was the fast one, and I believe he was the same way at Daytona this February. Great run by him. We'll talk a bit more about how Fox treated his first victory. He's going to go back and watch probably the end of this race and be like, "What the hell? They didn't show my burnout. I had to wait for the interview, and they didn't show my burnout." I don't know. Maybe I'm just upset I didn't get to see a burnout. But lap 4, Enfinger gets turned around and crashed. He finishes out. Bad bump from the 38. You're going to hear that a lot because a few laps later, he nearly nuked Lane Riggs' race. Same damn thing. I don't know what he was doing out there, man. Because then later on, he almost lost it in the middle of the pack right after that. He's a good driver. I don't know what the hell came over him today. It was just stupid. Just some stupid moves. And I know that like Michael Waltrip's like, well, you have to push on lap 4. Like, that's just what you have to do. And it's like, it's lap 4. It's a truck. I know it's a truck race, but it's lap 4, Mike. Like, chill. Trust me, I want to get in and hammer Fox. But I talked about earlier because looking at the stage results, Raja wins the first stage, finishes 3rd in the second. Those 18 points are huge. I mean, he's 14 up right now. He has a buffer. And I think that there can be 2 that go into the top 4 that aren't in it right now. I think the 98 and the 34. But I don't think 3 pop up there. I don't think we get a surprise winner. So if Raja can keep that gap, he could be Mr. Underdog, the Mr. Irrelevant in this Final 4, at Phoenix. And we've seen in the past how stupid it can get. So anything can happen. Raja's still in it, man. He's still in it. And he has done better than I thought he would have during the regular season, because all season he's been like a 15th place truck, and he's done just enough to stay ahead of the rest of the people that are causing their own issues. He doesn't cause his own issues. Those stage points are huge in this as well. Looking at it too, man, there really weren't. Honeycutt got some in the first one and the second one. He got 15, so that's a big deal for Honeycutt too, which that 52, I think, again, maybe can do just enough, especially if somebody else has trouble around him that might be in front. Ankrum, I don't trust, but the stages were huge today. And the favorites having trouble or causing their own trouble was a huge, huge factor in that. Another factor was Daniel Hemrick having a flat tire, and Tony Breidinger runs right into the back of him. Tire carcass up the track. Two trucks crashed almost, basically, with more to come, and NASCAR didn't throw the caution. I'm surprised that's the one they swallowed the whistle on, but hey, she's running competitive, right? Running competitive. I to a degree, I will say the way the 19 is going all over the track, I don't think it could be 100% like, oh, it was a dumb move, but it's like everybody else in front of you missed the truck and you didn't. Just saying. But very competitive, very competitive. Like I won't say it's necessarily like a Kevin LePage level of dumb move, but it's more just everybody, everybody else missed that truck. Like everybody else loaded up enough. So, but they kept it green, had green flag stops. That's when we had Norm Benning's scary moment. And I'll bring it up again. I'll say it again. So for those who might not have watched, too, that might be coming in, because I know a lot of y'all, for some reason, Fox didn't show the race for you guys, your local affiliates. Norm Benning with 21 to go, I believe, was running pretty decent. I think he was running, I don't know if he's running the main pack, but he was running in one of the main packs. Blows an engine. And I saw some people that have more knowledge on this than me talking about it, that when these Elmore engines blow, it usually dumps oil all over the place and catches fire immediately. And that's what happened with Norm. His truck catches fire. You can see some of the fire, it seemed like, got into the truck. I don't know if it was really that causes much of the issue for Norm. More or less, I think it was the smoke that got in there and the fumes from those, the smoke burning and everything. But he gets it to a stop, gets out under his own power very slowly, but goes right down to the ground. Medical attention's given to him right away. And Fox basically just sort of, they put him in the ambulance, and no update on whether he was in the care center, if they flew him out to the hospital. I would have liked that to have been addressed as a Norm Benning fan, as a legitimate Norm Benning fan. I would have liked that addressed by the end of the broadcast, at least once. Let's see. I don't see any updates again yet. I'll keep double checking. Let's see. Yeah, I see. I just see hearsay. I don't want to report on something that's not there. Especially because I think that's should be given respect in that moment. Of course, they have, caution comes out and sets up for this late race run. Nobody really made any moves until about 3 to go, which was kind of smart, but you could definitely tell people wanted to, but the few that did actually try to make moves got shuffled to the back. It was like guys were just scared to make the move. But with 3 to go, the 17, the 11, they start to make the move. It's Tricon versus Thor Sport, the 17, the 11, the 99, the 66, but 2 to go as they're racing. Rhodes and Fenhouse both spin off 2. And I think they should have swallowed the whistle on that one. I think they should let them race. It sucks for them. I know the pack would have been jumbled up a little bit. Nobody crashed. They all got past it. They waited till after they got past it really to throw it. I don't agree really with that caution. I think we could have made it to the white flag and probably back around, as we saw in the overtime finish, without having a caution. But one does come out. It takes 5 eternities for it to actually run. 2 cars spun, by the way. It took like 5 eternities to get the caution done with. We go to 1 overtime, and we managed to get it to 1. The 17, the 77 up front, 17 clears, and it's Gio Rogero's race. Heim made it a little scary for him. He tried to make a move, or at least make it interesting, but Gio gets the win, his first career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series win. And with that, that is your race at Talladega. I want to talk about Fox, though. I said I would. I wanted to talk about the racing first. I want to talk about Fox. They brought it up on the broadcast. This is the first time since 2000, only second time in NASCAR history with 3 series, that the top 3 series will all be on OTA network television. If you don't know what that means, over the air. Fox, NBC, CW, ABC, CBS, like those channels, your local affiliates. Big deal. Really big deal, especially after a year full of a really crappy cable-heavy TV contract with Cup. You add the momentum with Xfinity. Trucks, surprisingly, I think actually has gotten as many over-the-air Fox races points-wise as the Cup Series did this year. Which makes you kind of think, man, like, can't we just like take one of those to the Cup? Just this one. But the broadcast itself, Brad Keselowski was the best part in the booth. Brad brought at least some kind of stability and some kind of knowledge to come in that was better, because Mikey had a great career at super speedways, but I don't think he's raced a super speedway since like 2013 or 14 or something around that time. I'm not well versed on the career of Michael Waltrip, and then Jamie Little's just out to lunch, gone. I mean, just lost. The amount of the stage finishes, the finish itself, the monotone call as usual. I'm not even surprised at this point about how bad it is. I mean, I'm showing more emotion right now in the call of the race. We have a race to the end with the dominant Heim, who has been racing all year, making a move on Gio Ruggiero, going for his first win, and a random guy in his office right now is making more of that than the actual broadcast. That's, I think, I was upset with a few things of this race, but I think that was one of the 2 things that kind of set me over the edge. Like, all right, yeah, it might be rant time. It's like that John Wick scene. Like, I think I'm back. I wasn't gonna rant, but I think I'm back. Just no passion whatsoever put into it. 2017, damn. Didn't realize he lasted that long. Shows how competitive he was. But anyway, just no passion to it at all. No one seems to be anchoring that booth at all. And what it makes is it makes for just disjointedness left and right, the entire broadcast. Like, again, completely different thing, but he has much more professional experience now than, a few years ago. When I get to do those iRacing calls with John, it is a blast. But I also know that John is in charge of the whole thing. John gets the call of the finish. I do not talk over him. He has it ready to go. He's the talent. He goes for it. I'm just the guy that's there to support. That's how I know it going in. And it feels like at the finish of these races, she's almost like waiting for Michael or for Joey or for Brad or for Regan or whoever's up there to jump in. And it's like, no, this is not a collaborative effort. Call the fucking finish. The other part that kind of set me over a little bit, maybe this, again, I'm biased, and call me soft if you want, or sensitive or whatever if you want. But the whole, like, we had, he got loaded into an ambulance. Oh man, what a rough race it's been for Lane Riggs. Really? Like, I get that maybe it's nitpicking here and there, but it's like the booth just sort of like glossed over the fact that a driver has been put in an ambulance, was in a car or truck, I should say, that was on fire and smoking. What the hell are we doing at this point, Fox? What are we doing? Why? I saw people bring it up in the chat on Wednesday night on NWP. Like, man, you know what they should do? They might not be the greatest anymore, especially, and Mike might be a little past his prime, but bring like Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, Boyer in. Like, I know we're not crazy about them, but bring like the main guys in. If we're going to do it on Big Fox, we're going to make Talladega a big weekend, let's get the main Fox crew in. Pit road's fine. Like, have Jamie Little in the pits with the other two that were down there. Like, I think the pit reporters are great for Fox. I think that goes across the board. I think they got their pit road talent great. And like I say, I criticize Jamie Little, but that's not to criticize her as a total media personality, just more in the booth. She's, I would argue, one of the probably 2 to 4 best pit road reporters of the last 15 or so years in NASCAR. Like, there's no disrespect on that front. And I get it's a truck broadcast, but you're on main Fox. Can we just take the series seriously? Like, please, can we? I want it to be taken seriously. The Xfinity series gets taken seriously. It does. It has an entire network devoted to it, just like the truck series does. Yeah, sure, they might get off topic. Yeah, sure, the broadcasts are not perfect. The cracks are clearly there and need to be fixed for them. But they take it serious. They treat it like a serious racing series, like it is supposed to be. Hell, majority of the Cup season, they take it serious outside of Fox. And even then, there's times they do take it pretty serious. They could do better. Like, can we at least act like people want to be there for the truck race? Like, can we always not have the mentality of like that Corey LaJoie quote of like, I don't want to be in front of 14 people on every Friday or Saturday. Like, I like the truck series. Yeah, today might not have been the greatest race ever. I might not have liked it all that much, but in general, I have enjoyed the racing this season in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I have not been able to say that in a few years. Can we have a broadcast that can at least match that? Can we get, I mean, hell, man, like if we have to, like, sell it off to Flow. I will buy the subscription and watch it then. Because at least I know everyone that's working on it will actually care. Like, I don't even need it to be good. I just need them to care. Like, and it just feels like top to bottom, it's just an utter freaking. Yes, we need bring Rick Allen back, please. He was never the problem. Ironically enough, I say that. I'm just. It's been a while since I've done one of these truck rants. I think I've been pretty lenient this year. But we're at the middle end of October. Patience is thin. In 2 weeks, we don't have to deal with them until February. Oh man, it's bad. It is what it is, though. Nothing's gonna change. Maybe next year something will, but nothing will change this year. But hey, I know you guys all care. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's true. Like, Fox does not care. They want the only reason Fox has trucks and the Cup Series as much as it does is because that probably was what was packaged in with the Daytona 500. I mean, they've all but said it that the only reason they cover NASCAR is for the Daytona 500. If it was up to them, they'd choose the 500 and nothing else. Like, they don't care about the Clash. They don't care about Atlanta. Maybe like Atlanta the next week they might care about because they'll get like 4 to 5 million viewers on that. 5 if we're lucky. Probably around 4.5 million. And maybe everything up until they get the cable side, and then they just use it to prop up their dying cable network on our really crappy deal. At least the Xfinity deal is good, man. At least that one's good. 6 more years, man. And there were actually rumors during the summer that Fox was looking to sell off the truck series. They died off. All the people that told me it never gave me an update on it. So I doubt that's going to happen. I would be fine with it going to Prime, like at this rate. And I know that probably only like 50,000 people would watch, but I'd be one of them every week. Let's see. I'll look for any updates on Norm now. Let's see. Nope, no update. Still no update on Norm Benning, so that'll be probably something we'll have to keep an eye out for tonight. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think we're gonna get one by the end of the stream. I hope the best for him. I always like seeing Norm out there. It sounded like the radios like blew up when it came to what happened. Like, there were a lot of people asking about him. Like, he has a lot of respect in the garage area. So I really, we'll probably know by tomorrow. We'll do the post race after the Xfinity race and the Cup race. And we'll do a pre-race for Cup. We'll know by tomorrow. I'm assuming I'm hoping. I won't assume. I'll hope it's nothing too serious. He was able to get out on his own, so that's a great sign. It's just with how old he is. You always worry about any kind of injury or any kind of a bad situation like that. He's in his 70s, man. He's just doing it for the love of the game. Let's finish it off with the super chat cool down lap. And there were a few, or there's at least one I know that was, there's one that was put beforehand. Sorry, Mark Moore, that I won't be able to put you on the screen just because it was before. But for the 10 says, all we will remember in 10 years about Tony Breidinger is that her name was similar to Violet's crush, Tony Breidinger, on The Incredibles. That was a good pull. I like that one. The Incredibles is one of my favorite movies. So that I saw that and I was like, I can't wait to read that because that's going to be fun. Eyebolt says, legend has it that Michael Waltrip is still trying to find the correct radio channel for Parker Kligerman to this day. Also, shout out to JJ on a great run. Yes, shout out to JJ Yaley for putting together a good run. I know it's a super speedway, but staying out of trouble, being the veteran that he is. I remember when JJ was a rookie back in 2006. I don't have it out, but somewhere in my office, I actually have a JJ Yaley rookie diecast car. Somewhere in my office, 164. I don't know where it's at. I actually have his teammate right behind me. Let me see. We don't do show and tell anymore on the on NWP. But 2005 Tony Stewart championship car. And this is how you know it's good. We have tethers. Remember when there was like the tethers were in, like they were put in the car and there was just all this detail. I mean, look at that detail, man. Holy hell. That's crazy. And I think this was before, like there's some of these back in the 2000s that like, the car will literally move with the surface that it's on. Like they were so damn accurate with those. I'm putting it back. I have a line of champions up on my desk. But I figured I'd bring that one up. Blorp says, forgettable winner. Commercials 2 seconds after the finish. Emotionless interview. Booth had the energy of a tranquilized panda. This is Fox. I'll say I like seeing at least a new winner. And I think Gio deserved to have his first win covered correctly. I think that outside the norm thing, that's what I'm most upset about with today. Is like they acted like, this dude doesn't matter. He's not a playoff guy. And it's like, kid still got his first win. Andrew, I'm Mr. Frog. I won the race. I eat the trophy. I'm not wrong. Mr. Frog, if he was Gio Ruggiero today. Yeah. Hello. For those who don't know, that's a Smiling Friends reference. The new face of Adult Swim, since Rick and Morty has been past its prime for 5 years. Jeffrey King says, what was the last known update you saw on Benning? Just that from what it sounds like, he got taken to the hospital. But that update, I can't substantiate fully either. Nobody's put anything about him. Like I haven't seen, because I have his name pulled up. I haven't seen like Bob put anything out about him. Yeah. I haven't seen anything about him. I pretty much know what everybody else knows. I just hope he's all right. Derek says trucks not making any Fox satellite channels was disappointing. Also, Gio getting his first win cements him as the future at Tricon. Yeah, I'm not surprised, though, that Fox as a whole just didn't handle it well. As for Gio, I think he's going to I don't know if he'll be like Corey Heim level good. That's historic, but I think he'll be pretty good next year, especially super speedways. He's shown the ability to really know how to control these lines and do well at these races. I want to see what he can do next year with this full year of experience now underneath him. Blorp, another one says, red wheels on Rhodes truck had me thinking Dodge came back early with Casey Kane. Yeah, that did remind me of that. I think it's his truck that kept reminding me of the LE Productions truck. I was like, wow, that looks really similar the way it looks on TV. Let's see. Dizzy Izzy says, no first career burnout. Thank you, Fox. Yeah, thanks, Fox. Maybe somebody will put it on like Twitter or YouTube. You know, Bolt says Tony is competitive in the same way competitive wages are on a help wanted banners. God, it's competitive. I need a number. What's the number? Well, 33rd. A few more here, or one more here. Palm Tree says we need to petition IDK player, aka Alan Bestwick Jr. into the booth. Hopefully our boy Norm is all good as well. Yeah, I'd be fine with John. John's there. He's in the infield. I'd be a-okay with him jumping up there and doing it. I know he would. Lord knows he deserves it. He's good enough to be up there. And yes, I definitely hope that Norm is all good. But that'll do it. Okay, so for anyone who wants to know, they do have his burnout on Twitter. So thank you for that. But that'll do it. We'll be live tomorrow after the Xfinity Series race. And where's that? We'll have this pop filter on. I just like doing the little details. And then we'll be live before and after the Cup race on Sunday. NWP, by the way, this next week will be on Eric's channel on October 22nd. Maybe we'll have another pop-up guest like we did with Connor Zilic. Who knows? But it's going to be a blast. Just think about it, man. Because it's Friday. We are 16 days away from the end of the NASCAR season. So let's enjoy every bit of it while we can. Subscribe if you're new. And if you're not new, I appreciate y'all coming back. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Friday night, and I will talk to you later.